Now available in paperback, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Pick up your copy of John Haynes at Death's Door at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. The code for dealing with black bootlegs who look to get favor from white supremacy is to leave them to the tender mercy of the white supremacists. However, when you're dealing with someone who I believe is mentally incompetent like Kanye West, there is a different code, and the black community needs to get on that code. When I was on a live stream with GBoot2786 this Thursday, I managed to take a look at the video of Kanye West at Drink Champs as he was making the statement that George Floyd overdosed on fentanyl and was not murdered by Derek Chauvin by him putting his knee on his neck. And as I studied the body language of your Kanye West, I clearly saw an individual who clearly was not of a sound mind. And when I looked at your Kanye West, I clearly saw an individual who really needs some sort of supervision by someone who could look out for him and prevent him from being taken advantage of. Now, when I look at your Kanye West, I see him like I saw many members in my family who had mental health issues, and those individuals were getting help and being taken care of by those who could look out for them. And your Kanye West, as I see it, even though he's a so-called brilliant musician and a billionaire, he clearly needs someone to look out for his interests, because it's looking like to me there are people out here looking to take advantage of him, and that's what happens to those who have mental health issues. Sadly, in the black community, you have a group of predators looking to exploit this individual and use them to further their own personal agendas and further their anti-black agendas, because that's what's happening here with Kanye West. You have white supremacists looking to use your Kanye West because there is no black community actively looking to protect him from these predators and to protect him from himself. Now, in contrast, if we take a critical look at the white community and the religious community that Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears are a part of, we clearly see what happens when a community comes together to protect an individual and prevent them from being taken advantage of if they have issues as related to their mental health. Now, it's been reported that your Britney Spears has had issues as related to her mental health for many years, and when people started to see Britney Spears participating in erratic behavior in the early 2000s, you saw people immediately coming to go out here and protect Britney Spears and protect her economic assets and prevent her from being taken advantage of by predators like some believe Kevin Federline was, and looking to go out here and shut things down so that your Britney Spears would not be out here being taken advantage of or go out here and put herself in dangerous situations. Almost immediately, the Spears family and attorneys went out here and put Britney Spears into a conservatorship, and with that conservatorship, the parents were out here controlling Britney Spears' assets and also controlling Britney Spears' behavior to make sure that she would not be exploited and taken advantage of by predators who were a part of Hollywood and a part of the white community. And again, the white community actively came out and looked to protect your Britney Spears from predators and looked to protect her from herself, because they understood that if they didn't look out for Britney Spears, nobody else would. And they also understood that Britney Spears' sexually promiscuous and erratic behavior was going to reflect negatively on the white community. So they immediately quickly came out to shut down Britney Spears' out of control behavior and get her back in line. Now, your Amanda Bynes was a talented comedian, And she also went out here and wound up with mental health issues, allegedly after taking some marijuana, and wound up with a chemical imbalance in her brain. And her after her show, What I Like About You ended, we started to see Amanda Bynes going out here and participating in extremely erratic behavior. And as she started participating in erratic behavior, what happened was you saw members of the religious group that Amanda Bynes was a part of immediately go out here and start taking action to be able to deal with Amanda Bynes' erratic behavior. Now, just like Britney Spears, your Amanda Bynes was put into a conservatorship, and that conservatorship was managed by her parents, and it was again meant to go out here and protect her economic assets, and it was also meant to protect her from herself, because with someone supervising her behavior, somebody supervising how she spent her assets, and somebody looking actively out for her, what happened was your Amanda Bynes went from participating in extremely erratic behavior, which was covered by the press, to basically nobody talking about Amanda Bynes for over a decade. And in both cases, both women, as they were put under these conservatorships, were looked out for, and they were looked out for because those people in those communities understood that the behaviors that these women were participating in was going to reflect badly on their communities. So this is why those communities actively took responsibility. And as they took responsibility for these individuals, because they could not take responsibility for themselves, what they did was protect not only those individuals from doing harm to themselves or being taken advantage of by individuals looking to exploit them, they also protected the image of their communities, because a responsible community, what they do when they see an individual participating in what they call off-code behavior, is they go out here to secure that individual to make sure they don't make their community go out here and look bad. Unfortunately, in the case of the black community, we have a lot of black people who really downplay and minimize mental health. And because we downplay and minimize mental health with things like saying all you need is Jesus and Oprah, what happens is that individuals like a Kanye West fall through the cracks. And as they fall through the cracks, they wind up either winding up a part of the criminal justice system, or they wind up being taken advantage of by predators in the community. And that's something that should not be, and it wouldn't be if the black community had some sort of standard for dealing with individuals who participate in off-code behavior. Because the behaviors that your Kanye West clearly are participating in are off-code, and the black community's problem is they don't really know how to get him on code. And they don't know how to get him on code because we have several individuals in the black community who, because of Kanye West's celebrity, go out here and are cheering and enabling his dysfunctional behavior. And then we've got a group of individuals, like I believe your Candace Owens is, who are actively looking to exploit your Kanye West and use him as a tool to support their narratives on the right. And that's where I see a real serious problem as related to your Kanye West. Because what's happening with your Kanye West is that here we have an individual who some believe have a chemical imbalance in his brain, and I believe has some sort of mental health issue. And what's happening is we've got individuals like your Candace Owens and those on the right looking to go out here and take advantage of your Kanye West, and they're looking to go out here and use him to further their white supremacist and far-right agenda, and they're looking to go out here and use him as a weapon. And sadly, your Kanye West doesn't understand how he's being used as a weapon, and that's the whole danger of your Kanye West right now. Here you have a black man with over $1 billion and a platform where he has millions of supporters. And what's happening with your Kanye West is that this man is being used to go out here and push anti-black agendas towards black people. And because black people are spellbound by his celebrity, what they're doing is following along with an anti-black agenda pushed by bootlicks like your Candace Owens and those on the far right. And the sad part is, because black folks are spellbound by celebrities, they don't see how they're being misled and being sent like sheep to the slaughter. That's what's happening with your Kanye West right now, and many black people really can't see the big picture as related to how your white supremacists are using a black face like a Candace Owens to go out here and mislead a Kanye West and then mislead the black community. And this is why I believe we truly do need to come together as black people and intervene, and again come in and demand that this man be put under a conservatorship, because it's clear that as I see it, your Kanye West is not capable of taking care of himself as related to numerous incidents I have seen in his past. Now, as I see it, your Kanye West has not been mentally sound ever since his mother died many years ago. And ever since then, the chemical imbalance in his brain has led to him further becoming more erratic. And as he's become more erratic, he has participated in more dysfunctional behavior. And he's become targeted by individuals like your Kim Kardashian, who was the first of many predators to go out here and take advantage of Kanye West. Now, your Kim Kardashian basically was looking to go out here and elevate her social status at the expense of a Kanye West, and she thought that this naive, gullible man would easily be someone she could take advantage of in order to keep people looking at her in Hollywood. And as she got involved with him, she went out here and had a baby for him, basically to be able to take care of her own fortunes later on, and also to elevate her social status. Now, your Kim Kardashian married your Kanye West, which is what no other man went out here and did, because Kanye West, again, he's an individual who's easily taken advantage of. And this guy, because he's in the simp mode, he doesn't understand that you don't marry a female predator like Kim Kardashian. But your Kim Kardashian wound up marrying Kanye West, again, to take advantage of him. And once she got her popularity up to a certain social status, that's when she decided to leave your Kanye West, in addition to his further erratic behavior, because he is, again, not really all there, and she couldn't take that anymore. So she decided to leave your Kanye West. And your Kanye West behavior after Kim wound up leaving shows me that, again, he's mentally incompetent, because instead of him accepting that the marriage was over, he went out here and bought the home next to the home she had purchased for herself and their 3 children, or 4 children. And that's stalking behavior. Now, your Kanye West behavior further showed me that he was not really all there, because after your Kim Kardashian went out here and started getting involved with Pete Davidson, that's when he went out here and escalated his behavior from what I consider to be stalking to going out here and making this effigy of Pete Davidson, and then making a video where he was going to where he buried it and put some flowers on it. Again, these are the behaviors of a mentally not sound individual, as I believe, and they are showing me a pattern as related to how your Kanye West is not really all there mentally. And when I look at his behavior, I've seen this behavior before from other family members, and again, this is not the behavior of an individual who shouldn't be left alone. Now, as your Kanye West has been out here, and he's been out here, he's also ran for president again, and the way he was talking was just complete babble as he was talking about running for president. So I'm looking at this man's behavior, and again, there's a pattern as related to how this man has serious mental health issues, and most are discounting it in the black community because they like his music, they like being entertained by him, but they can't see how this man in crisis is being exploited by a group of individuals. And while he was out here in the entertainment industry, people could say that he was eccentric, but when this man starts to enter arenas like politics, that's when your Kanye West becomes extremely dangerous. And again, people trivialized his presidential campaign, but when I look at the way he's behaving politically behind the scenes right now, this is where I see your Kanye West as not only being a danger to himself, but I also see him as being a danger to the black community. Because having a mentally unstable man going out here and working out here with your far-right people like your Candace Owens and working with white supremacists, this with his wealth, this makes him a tool that white supremacists can go out here and weaponize and use to push anti-black narratives like the one that he stated on the Drink Champ show, where he talked about how your George Floyd died from an overdose of fentanyl and instead of being murdered by Officer Derek Chauvin, which we saw on video. This is the type of white supremacist narrative that is pushed in order to gaslight people into believing something that we all saw to be true is not true. And again, your white supremacists love to gaslight people, and what they're trying to do is try to make people believe that George Floyd wasn't murdered. And that's dangerous because this is the type of talking point that white supremacists used to use back in the day when black people wound up disappearing and they would wind up being found dead. They would try to lie and say that that black person wound up dead by one set of reasons, when in actuality this person had been lynched for going out here and just being a black person. And again, when you've got a black mouthpiece who is a prominent celebrity going out here and making these kinds of talking points, that's a very dangerous individual, because if this individual who can influence millions of people goes out here and parrots a talking point from a white supremacist and it becomes the daily word, then every black person out here's life is in jeopardy, because they know that they can go out here and go get their mouthpiece to go out here and make a statement like George Floyd died from fentanyl, and then use this on other black people who wind up either being killed by police, being killed by beta male suburban commandos like George Zimmerman. If something like this happens, they'll trot out their race soldier like your Kanye West and use him as a celebrity, and use that celebrity to go out here and gaslight people into believing that, oh, he didn't die from being shot by this race soldier. He didn't die by being shot by this beta male suburban commando. No, it was an overdose of something, or he just tripped and fell. And they'll use that and make that the main narrative. And again, that's scary, because again, this is what white supremacists used to do in the dark days of Jim Crow. They used to weaponize that type of narrative, and what they want to do is try to go out here and use your Kanye West as their mouthpiece, and that is where your Kanye West is a danger to black people. Moreover, your Kanye West is also dangerous because these white supremacists will go out here and look to use your Kanye West wealth to push anti-black narratives and go out here and push anti-black platforms like your Parler. Now, your Kanye West, some went out here, and I believe he was manipulated into buying this Parler social media website. And as your Kanye West bought this social media website, you had a lot of spellbound black folks not seeing the bigger picture as related to how your Kanye West is being exploited by these white supremacists. Now, your Kanye West went out here and bought this social media website, Parler, which some call a conservative website that's about free speech. But I've been on some of these free speech platforms and I walked away from them because they are havens for white supremacy and they are havens for anti-black racists. And this black man, Kanye West, really, I don't believe he knows what he bought, because your Candace Owens, I believe, went out here and persuaded him to pick up this website, because your Candace Owens, a black woman, is married to a white man. And as your Kanye West went out here and bought this website, he went out here and bought a white supremacist website. And you'll hear black folks sitting there talking about, oh, he's playing 4D chess. No, he's not playing 4D chess. What's happening here is you've got a black face on a white supremacist platform, and what's happening is the white supremacists are using Kanye West to further their anti-black agenda, because with your Kanye West buying Parler, what happens is these white supremacists have a safe haven for their anti-black racism, and they have an individual to go out here and provide cover for them so that they can go out here and participate in their anti-black racism on their social media platform, because you cannot go out here and build on a platform that is designed to tear you down. And only a mentally incompetent individual would go out here and buy a anti-black platform like Parler, because again, free speech is not something that is on these platforms. A lot of these individuals take advantage of the whole term free speech in order to go out here and participate in their anti-black racism. Now, your Kanye West, because he's caught up in his emotions about sites like Twitter and Instagram blocking him because he went out here and made a statement about a certain religious group, he got emotional about this. But again, the statements he was making, while they may stimulate people's emotions about this certain religious group, the statements he made, I don't know why he went out here and said them, but again, he was coming out of emotion because he really is not in his right mind. And because he's not of a sound mind, again, people are out here exploiting this individual, and you really have to take a critical look at these individuals who are going out here and supporting him, because these far right and right wing individuals are no different than the left wing individuals, but both groups come together to participate in anti-black racism, and they love using black faces to go out here and participate in their anti-black racism, because with a black face to be their mouthpiece, what they do is use this individual to say the things that they want to say and do the things that they want to do to black people. And again, because your Kanye West is not of a sound mind, they are basically using your Kanye West as a weapon to further their anti-black agendas. And sadly, because a lot of black people are caught up in their emotions and spellbound over Kanye West's celebrity, they can't see the bigger picture to how your Kanye West is basically being used to undermine the black community, because the black community can't come together as a people, and black people don't have a standard or a code to deal with off-code individuals. Because when you have a code for dealing with off-code people, you immediately take action, like what was done in the case of Britney Spears or Amanda Bynes, where the community saw, okay, this white woman is off code, and we need to get this woman taken care of so that we can go out here and have our image protected. When they saw your Britney Spears and your Amanda Bynes getting off code, those who were on code got out here and said, hey, we need to take these people to court. We need to get them a mental health evaluation. And then once we get them a mental health evaluation, what we're going to do is put this person under a conservatorship. And we're putting them under a conservatorship not only to protect their economic assets, but we're also putting them under a conservatorship to protect them from participating in behavior that is off code. Because when Amanda Bynes was out here talking about how she wanted to get with black men, those people in her community basically quickly said, no, we're not having one of our women coming out here talking about getting with black men and participating in this behavior, because this could encourage other people to think it's okay. No, they got on code and shut her down. The same thing with Britney Spears when she was out here getting naked and shaving her head. They quickly shut that down. And even now, even with those women basically having their conservatorships ended, what's happened now is those people in the community, because they are on notice about their erratic behavior and on code about their erratic behavior, what they're doing is keeping an eye on those individuals and making sure that they don't go out here and make off-code statements. No, that Britney Spears recently came out on Instagram and started doing the nude shots again. And notice we don't see the nude shots anymore on IG. And that is because the people in that community basically shut that down almost immediately. They said, no, you want to get married? Okay. You want to have a baby? That's okay. But you're not coming out here and making our community look bad. Because if you are out here participating in off-code behavior, what you're doing is reflecting badly on our image as a people, and we're going to shut that down. Same thing with Amanda Bynes. We do not see her out here anymore, and we don't see her out here because when your community is on code, they make sure that people who are off code are quickly put in line. And the same thing needs to happen with your Kanye West, who clearly is off code, because going out here and supporting white supremacists, this is off code behavior, because there's a difference between a black conservative and an off code individual. Again, a black conservative can go out here and reinforce their talking points like the late David Carroll used to, and they could reinforce their arguments for why they're supporting said political cause. But when I listen to everything that your Kanye West has said, everything is complete babble. So this is not an individual who is a free thinker. No, this is an individual who clearly is in the state of being a fool. And because people see how foolish this individual is, they are taking advantage of him. And as they take advantage of him, they use him to, again, go after the black community. And they use him to go out here and parrot anti-black talking points. So a lot of people don't really understand how your Kanye West is a danger to them, because when they go out here and have black mouthpieces pushing white supremacist talking points, this goes out here and makes it where these narratives gain some credibility and credence. So this man is a danger not only to himself, he's a danger to the black community, and he's even more dangerous because he's a billionaire and a celebrity, and white supremacy loves having this kind of toy, because when they play with this toy, they can go out here and do the most harm to the black community before they go out here and break this toy. And this is why we have to put this toy in a box so that the white supremacists cannot go out here and use it as a weapon to go out here and do harm, because this toy is defective and damaged. And again, if somebody has mental issues, we really need to protect them from themselves, because they don't really have the sound mind to go out here and understand logically what they're saying. No, these people don't really know how to think, right? So we have to protect them from themselves and protect them from others who would look to take advantage of them. And again, when I listen to your Kanye West, he clearly is an individual who is mentally incompetent. And as a mentally incompetent individual, he needs to be, again, put into conservatorship. He needs to be put in a thing where people are looking out for him, because on code black people, they look out for those who cannot look out for themselves, to keep them from being done harm to, or having others exploit them, like what's happening with Kanye West right now. That's what a healthy community goes out here and does. They look out for those who cannot look out for themselves. And this is just, again, shows how dysfunctional the black community is currently right now, because we have people going out here getting in their feelings about a Kanye West and looking to, like I had on Facebook, a dude wanted to threaten me, talking about, you need to step back. No, this is where we need to step up and stand up, because this individual is a clear and present danger. And when you see a guy like this, you've got to do something about it, because this person, he cannot be allowed to run the streets and again, with this type of money, saying things that are anti-black, because this is not some guy like what we had in New York with the wild man of 96th Street called Larry Hogue. He used to wreak havoc in Midtown Manhattan in these white areas. And guess what those on-code white people did about Larry Hogue, the wild man of 96th Street? They put him in Creedmoor Psychiatric Hospital, and once he wound up breaking out 2 or 3 times, guess what they did about Larry Hogue when they saw him back on 96th Street? Those white folks who lived on 96th Street, they started to lobby their city councilman, they started to lobby their state senator, and we don't hear nothing about no Larry Hogue, the wild man of 96th Street anymore, because when people are on code, they shut things down as related to out-of-control individuals. But in the black community, we don't have any sort of standard, and that's why off-code individuals like Kanye West run wild. But we have to understand that we cannot allow these individuals to run wild, because when they run wild, they wind up running out here and supporting people who run against us, and that can do harm to us in the future. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBook Store, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Horror of a Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of a Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.